fun, okay? Think about what we're doing here. Think about what you're watching with your boy as satire, okay? Even though it's based on factual events, right? It's based on factual events.
Anthony Pizzarelli, I'm a Florida real estate broker. I'm also known as Mr. Downtown, West Palm Beach. I've been licensed in real estate since 1999. I got my brokerage license and opened up my own company in 2013. I've done $500 deals, $500,000 deals, $500 million deals, not quite, but they're in the realm. So I have a real expertise on what I'm speaking of. And today what we're going to do is we're going to review the Real Deal article of Stephen Ross. I just saw it pop up. I haven't read it yet, and we'll read it together. And I avoid Real Deal. I strategically have stayed off their radar. I have thought to engage them as an industry magazine. However, like pretty much all news publications, even when they try their best, which that's my sense of Real Deal. However, they're drama queens. You guys are drama queens, and you don't know what you're talking about. Case in point, city of West Palm Beach and how you elaborate it. Your story maybe should have a disclaimer. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But chances are you were paid to write this article. Chances are I know this company spends a lot of money. 26 pages we're going to read? I didn't see that part. You put a lot of work in this. So let's give a shout out to the 4 writers, because this is going on Straight World LLC YouTube. And I'm putting ats at it, most likely. And we're going to talk Real Deal, and we're going to talk real estate for real, because I happen to have a product of the related groups here that I can't sell for a reasonable market value at all due to the corruption into the city of West Palm Beach. So before we get too far into it, if you're really aware of what's going on with Mr. Ross and Miami Dolphins and Palm Beach County and the city of West Palm Beach, you'd be aware that their chances are very, very good he's going to be looked at in an audit. He's going to be frozen by the federal government. The city of West Palm Beach and the county of Palm Beach will be frozen. I might do it as your governor. That's it. We don't need a lawyer to do it. I don't need nothing else but the truth and the facts. And what we have in America today, you know, it's red, white, and blue, y'all, is we have a bunch of people playing to the cocktail hour. So the beautiful part about the West Palm Beach situation is it might not be nefarious. It's just folks losing their head. It's folks wanting an invite. It's folks wanting to have, material clout score stuff. It's people coming to South Florida, Palm Beach from all over the planet thinking they're going to find their dream. And it's just been it's really difficult for honest practitioners, whether you're a professional service provider of any type, whether you're a paper pusher or someone who's got machinery, right? Or just a consumer. At the end of the day, my ability to stay in the game I'm up to now $4 billion entities, because I count Related Group as one of my problems. One of the reasons why I have to take cases out of Palm Beach County into a federal court, because I'm Mr. Downtown West Palm Beach and haven't been treated fairly for decades. They've stolen my homes. If you wonder why I'm refuging in Fort Pierce or St. Lucie, there's a couple reasons. One, I'm refuging. I put my business on the internet. I got out of 561, and even that they've attacked and continue to attack. And then also I want to put on the radar that, hey, despite the fact that I'll show you, I come from basic, and I'm proud of that. That's a superpower, to be humble, because you can relate to everybody, and you can come into a scenario and relate to everybody and look at what really needs to be done, as opposed to writing a 26-page puff piece by Lydia Dinkova, Kate Henshay, very cool spelling, like it a lot. Catherine Kalergis, hello Catherine, and Francisco Alvarado of The Real Deal. What's your dude? Kakari, the guy with the K. What's up, bro? You want to talk and have a good faith lunch, man? Anytime, man. Stop with the drama reporting, okay? I'll give you some tips on how to enhance your operation, all right? I appreciate your effort. So yeah, so these are 2 active cases that are going on right now, and I'm going to show you a snippet here where in the one case I state March 2025, City of West Palm Beach doesn't have an election again. We don't have an election again. Shout out 500 Block, what's up? People are too scared to run, and the town is so puppet mastered by. We're keeping a pitch up at you, bro, because this is a great. This is good work, y'all. Fins up, fins up. All right. We don't have an election again. People are too scared to run, and the town is so puppet mastered by Stephen Ross, there aren't even ordinances to vote on. You 4 people did this article. Are you aware? Do you even care? You don't care, do you? Because you want to get on that guest list. See, that's the thing in Florida. Florida is also about the guest list. Do not kid yourself. So when you want to unwind the travesty that's Florida politics, that's Florida man, that despite all the awesomeness that's here to fester over, there's no enforcement in your agencies from your governor down. All right. The governor is one of 50, and they're all horrible business people. Okay. I love that Mr. DeSantis is going into military type things. However, he's shown really, really poor judgment in the past. Okay. All the governors have, all your city mayor, most of your city mayors have. Okay. Most of your county and commissioners, your district reps have. You know why? You know what's going on? They're incentivized for money. They found a gap in this politics to get a free dental plan, a decent paycheck, and clout score, like people like myself who earned it in certain circles, and this home boss. All right, trying to leave you legacy like Flagler. Hey man, earn it, man. Smith Barney, remember that? You can game the system, but you can't. If you're not playing by the rules, sir, you didn't win. And your Miami Dolphins football teams show it. They don't have an ethical vibe to be winners. Because if they did, you wouldn't have fired Flores, who's competing for a Super Bowl this year. All right, and you're not. Peace and love. Let's get into your article, homie. I want to continue with the case here, but you notice part 2, I had to send them the case law and say, hey, these are the reasons to move cases from Palm Beach County into federal court, and that'll affect the audit of Palm Beach County that I've been manifesting over the past, we'll call it 36 months. We'll call it 36 months. This is episode. No, why does it say 21? It should say episode 13. Case to freeze an audit 561. Key people have that. This is the city being absolutely uncool. Right? And then they dig their lie, they go even deeper with this maneuver. And fake news and all sorts of stuff. Here's me being a man of the community. Here's me being totally like not what that article tried to make me out to be, right? Yeah. We're all God's creatures, man. All right? You're talking to someone who says, like, sorry to bugs. Now let's put homeboy here. We're going to leave this here as a reminder. Let's drag this out. Do I got an artwork up too? Yeah. Because we got this part in here. So this is the Puppet Master routine. Lois is in Congress. Jerry, where did she come from? KJ, what's up, KJ? You're a hustler, bro, but you're a hustler. You are a hustler, bro. Professional hustler, bro. And you're no competition. You and your kind, no competition. All right? Let's get to be Americans. What's the deal you want to do, bro? I'll hear you out. Who's the real Mr. Downtown? This guy is. Stephen Ross, Puppet Master. Let's read his article because that's what this video is about. I can't sell this property for anywhere near this price. Okay? I just can't. All right? And if this city was what they're proposing it to be, all right? Let's take it in one more notch here. Take it up one more notch from the refugee office. from downtown Fort Pierce. Interesting thing, and one of the reasons why I came to Fort Pierce was one, federal courthouse is right there, and the former CRA, Community Redevelopment Agency Director, came up here and made a mess. So I wanted to sniff around and see what's up. I think speaking of real estate, I think my love for real estate started with Fort Pierce Elementary and that cool historic school. So we're going to make sure our cool historic properties in America are in the hands of people with right intentions for America. Okay. I want to show you this here. So this building in question is North Flagler Drive, right? And is right about okay? This whole area of real estate versus what's going on here is a travesty. It's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's dangerous, okay? Your property values are, this is more of the corruption problems here. Now, if this market was just allowed to be organic, you would see prices here 5 to 10 times more. Yes, you would. It only needs to be safe. It doesn't need special powers, okay? It doesn't need whatever we're about to read in this article. Let's get to it. Stephen Floss. I didn't tell you in the thing. Over the past 6 months, I've played Pizza Brasco. I've played Pizza Brasco for 4 years, right? And the last 6 months, I know this case that I have is a bankable case. So when I saw headlines of the city of West Palm Beach Police Department being investigated again, they fired the police chief, the Palm Beach County Office of Investigator General is in there again. I went in there one more time saying, hey, maybe they're going to get it straight now and be honest with these facts I'm going to throw in their face. No, they covered up. They covered up to smear me. They took more of my bait because my thing was maybe they'll do the right thing or maybe they're going to give me more evidence to tie the bow, lock and load on Audit, Palm Beach County, Florida. Okay? All right? Okay. So they sent some investigators that I could tell by their body language didn't like lying on behalf of some yuppie cubicle rating rugrat. I just want to put this picture up here. Maybe we'll keep this paragraph up. I'm not trying to be popular at all. We're just going to hit a thing and what happens, happens. Because that's what we're doing. And this message is important for America. Do deals. Real deal, do deals. Meet in the middle. Really be sincere about what people are trying to get to. Is it realistic, etc. And let's stop with the shortcut attitude of the country, please. Earn it. Shout out to Smith Barney, earn it. I don't know much about Smith Barney background. For all I know, he wasn't earn it. But for the sake of going back to an 80s commercial that might have set me off too, earn it. Which is why I have a reverence and a mystique and an air to protect not just the Palm Beaches, not just the state of Florida, not just America, but mankind. Because America this is your first, we just introduced people to America through these devices, and it's been a wild show. Let's leave it at that. Steve Ross trades New York State of mind for West Palm Beach. 84-year-old billionaire is foregoing retirement to realize his vision for South Florida real estate. I'm going to do my best to read through and then maybe come back and comment. During the pandemic, Steve Ross took refuge in his historic Palm Beach estate known as The Reef. But the now 84-year-old wasn't just weathering the coronavirus nor relaxing on the 2 sprawling oceanfront acres in his golden years. Nice, bro. Ross is Floss. He's the Floss boss. Floss, billionaire, developer, lawyer, go figure. I got into business, not to be business titan. I got into business to help my family be secure. And if I would have known I was going to be playing at this level, totally would have got a law degree, because without a law degree, and I guess this is for You ambitious people that want to be business titans, you gotta be a lawyer. You got to. You gotta be a lawyer. Just like this guy learned from him. He knows. All right? It's level up season. Philanthropist, you live to give, but there's a lot of shadow in that 501c world, isn't there, y'all? I should put Gr8rUSa pledge in my bills up, huh? Yeah, maybe. Oh, I was going to keep reading, right? Yeah. Let's try that again. Ross, billionaire, developer, lawyer, philanthropist, and Miami Dolphins owner, was there to reimagine West Palm Beach, the city over the bridge from his island home. He found in West Palm Beach an appeal few other areas possess, a canvas on which to do more than paint the skyline, where he can play a major role in sculpting the city's future and community. This is more like city building, and it's complex and challenging, he said last year to Bloomberg, and I still love a challenge. The most talented creators are always world builders. Done well, this is magic that has the potential to make the mind responsible for it fabulously well. The most talented creators are always world builders. Done well, this is magic that has the potential to make the mind responsible. I see what he's saying. He's trying to say if you are a world creator, a world visionary, you have an opportunity to score. George Lucas dreamed up Star Wars and it made him a billionaire. Peter Jackson brought Lord of the Rings to life, and that too earned him a $1 billion fortune. Harry Potter likewise rained money for J.K. Rowling. Yeah, fantasy stories. I don't like the simulations early on. These authors take their audiences on heroes' journeys through immersive new universes. Though he works in glass and steel, not fantasy and science fiction, Ross has a similar gift for creation that made him ultra rich. More than 50 years into his world building career, his work has shaped skylines in New York, Chicago, LA, and now West Mars Beach. But after completing the gargantuan legacy-defining Hudson Yards in New York, he could have stopped. He was 80 years old, and COVID was ravishing the city and his office market. Instead, he pressed on. And what is likely his last large-scale Rossian world-building endeavor, you mean Flossian world-building endeavor? He has set out to make West Palm Beach a capital of power and commerce in America. You are right with that, sir. No doubt, same page. However, it hasn't been organic, and it would have been organically. This story was stamped 5 to 10 years ago. I believe that all Palm Beach County will become the most important county in this country, he told the county commissioners at a meeting in August. This whole county in the future will become what Silicon Valley is today. This would have been laughable 5 years ago, but Ross had an audience of believers that day, local leaders and residents compelled by what they've already seen him build and what more he has envisioned. There's a reason I don't read news or pay attention to it. They don't know what they're talking about. Just a month earlier, he launched Related Ross, a new development firm singularly focused on Palm Beach County. He is also behind the scenes working to bring schools, hospitals, and Wall Street to the county. We are not sitting in the prime location. We are sitting in the prime location in this county, he said at the August meeting. We have an obligation to take advantage of it. Who do you think you are, bro? I know you think you're the. Look at this photo of you. You got to think you're boss. The most here, pro tip on the road of success and having anything of value. Look out for the enablers. They'll make you believe that your real estate deals are like Lord of the Rings. Other in his generation moved to South Florida to retire in God's waiting room. Ross, along with a handful of other New York developers on similar journeys, has plans to remake it. Once a Floridian. You know, that's fitting because at the moment you're not a Floridian, sir. You're a sellout. And you've lost the plot. And your level up is in this video. No reason not to cooperate, do deals, and have everyone on the page. We're close, let's put it that way. Once a Floridian. When Ross took refuge in his Palm Beach estate, it was a homecoming. He grew up in Miami Beach and has visited Palm Beach since childhood. He's a longtime member of the Palm Beach County Club, the island's historically Jewish members club. He bought the reef in 2012 for $31,900,000. Comparable homes these days frequently sell for north of $100 million. In 2021, he made Palm Beach his full-time residence. The move came in a season of change for Ross. He split from his wife of 18 years. The following year, Ross divested from Related Group, the South Florida-based development giant he helped start in 1979 when I was 3, with Jorge Perez, one of his closest friends. Shout out to the Perez group. What's up, y'all? How's my boy Arturo? He caught the big fish, Arturo. Love you, bro. While he was settling into a new life in Palm Beach, he didn't exactly take to its socialite lifestyle. Life for many on the island's resident revolves around see and be seen outings to lunches, dinners, galas, but not for Ross. He's not often seen about town, but when he does make appearances, they are usually tied to his work, groundbreakings, commission meetings, and philanthropic events. He recently became engaged. Well, congratulations, bro. What are the best things in life, huh? Each other, people. We're the best things in life. Not your billions. Just a perk. I think money is a byproduct of doing great things. At other times, he can be elusive. In November, he canceled a planned appearance for an Urban Land Institute panel, setting his longtime partner Ken Himmel as surrogate. Unlike most South Florida real estate players, whose MO is flashy and media-hungry bombarding reporters, bombarding reporters with a torrent of news releases regarding brand rankings and financial deals, Ross has kept things low-key. Yeah, because that is smart and wise, and if I didn't have this ultra unique scenario to set my city straight, my county straight, my state straight, my country straight, my industry straight, you wouldn't know about me. Just eat it. The social media culture of sharing this, that, and I was off of social media in 2019. I was out of it. Yeah, it's a tool, it's marketing, it's helping with this possibly get out there because the press, the unreal deals of the world, don't want to write about the facts of what's going on in America. Never mind City of West Palm Beach and he's under 500 since owning the Phins. You all know that? Mr. Ross, you're under 500 since owning the Phins, and we don't accept that, my brother. Level up season, my G, for real. Okay. So we're talking about him being elusive and low-key. Primo. You know, if we got the Ben Franklin close of like, this guy's a good guy, bad guy, I like him, I don't like him, there's a lot of like going on. And this is our country as a whole, y'all. Stop going from 0 to 100 on people for making mistakes. Because chances are, if you peel back the onion and got to know them, you both like vanilla, you're into something else that's common, or you just have mutual respect and you love your grandmas, okay? Your keyboard commando stuff only goes so far, you know? Guys like Ross, guys like me, we have a blue check in the real world. So staying low key is part of the win. You're seeing me on the internet, you see me go out, I'm doing work. The Real Deal reached out to Related Ross media representative for an interview in late November, but they said his schedule was too tight for an interview. In July, Ross stepped down from his role as chairman of Related Companies, the national firm he founded 53 years ago to focus on Related Ross, as well as his controlling stakes in the Miami Dolphins and Formula One. He remains non-executive chairman of Related Companies and its single largest shareholder. Related Ross' central focus is West Palm Beach. Its portfolio in the city consists of roughly 18 buildings and a mixed-use complex collectively spanning more than 3.8 million square feet of offices, retail, and restaurants, as well as 1,500 condo, apartment, and hotel units, according to TRD's analysis of Related Ross's portfolio, including acquired, completed, under construction, and planned projects. More fun than the Villages. Ross finds stimulation and funny reference. Ross finds stimulation in difficult and demanding undertakings, as evidenced by his decades-long career building in Manhattan. While Hudson Yards is best-known project in recent memory, his investment in West Palm Beach in some ways mirrors his 1996 bid to redevelop One Columbus Circle in New York. At the time, New York wasn't exactly a hub for yuppies and financiers, but the city was on the precipice of change, and Ross took the plunge on 2.8 million square foot project, which included offices, condos, retail, a Mandarin Oriental hotel, and jazz at Lincoln Center. He was mid-development when the real estate market came to a standstill after September 11 terrorist attacks. R.I.P. What's up, Howard? Is it Howard? No, Lutnick? What's up, Howard L? Shout out, my bro. Red, white, and blue, right, bro? Nice job. Financing froze. Fearful would-be condo buyers backed out, and some developers scrapped planned projects. Ross persisted, and related completed One Columbus Circle in 2003. Similarly, when the pandemic struck, real estate again found itself in a quandary, and some developers stepped back from the office market. Queasy over its viability, in a moment of upheaval, again, Ross pushed forward, building the 20-story 360 Rosemary office tower in downtown West Palm Beach. It was completed and fully leased by 2021 and is a darn nice looking building. Very nice. That's a kind of building you want to put on a shelf. You know, we're ridiculing this man and because that's how you're in the arena. You're getting the ridicule, but the dude crushes it. But you're playing too hard in West Palm Beach, and you've puppet mastered the city, and your people have suffocated the free market trade for better part of a decade. And that's not the American way. And if one of your former people wasn't a congressperson and So do you see where the constitutional interests of we the people get crossed? For Ross, the city offered an antithesis to New York, where he for decades competed in the sharp-elbowed world of real estate titans, a job further complicated by requirements for union labor and rent stabilization policies. Florida is a right-to-work state that bans rent regulation and has no personal income tax. West Palm Beach in particular has a lower barrier to entry and more developable sites than New York. It also has pro-growth leaders who for decades have set the stage for exactly the type of bonanza Ross is bringing. New York, in comparison, is overcrowded with both real estate moguls and marquee towers, prompting some to seek greener pastures. Author Stephen Gaines, who has profiled the city's market and players, said, "It used to be, with these great czars like Stephen Ross, there were properties to build and skyscrapers to take pride in," Gaines said. "But New York is kind of used up and built up and overbuilt. New York is no fun anymore." Ross's decision to come home to South Florida after leaving his mark on the New York skyline puts him in some good company. Other longtime Big Apple real estate titans in their 70s and 80s are also flocking to the Tri-County region, which saw an unprecedented wealth and migration and real estate boom in 2020 and the years following, making it only natural that developers of any age would follow. 45-year development moratorium in Florida is brewing. We have to stop the development for ecological purposes. You have to stop the development for resource purposes of clean water and air. You have to stop the development for emergency escape purposes for storms. The moratorium originally was for 30 years, but I upped it to 45 years when one of these power-trippy development companies doesn't want to play by the rules and pay a commission when it's due. They're naming some names in this following paragraph, and I don't know who these people are, and they have nothing to do with what I've said prior about the city of West Palm Beach, so I'm giving a little disclosure on them. This is fresh information I'm about to read. In recent years, Ian Bruce Eigner, 78, amassed 4.5 developable acres in waterfront North Bay Village, where he is also developing the 198 Continuum Club and Residences condo. In Bay Harbor Islands, his Continuum company is developing the 68-unit La Bea South and the 57-unit La Bea North. Shia Boimelgreen? I guess that's got a boy. That's a Boimelgreen. That's Shia Boimelgreen, 73. Shia Boimelgreen. Adam Sandler. Shia Bummelgreen, 73, is working on the 50-unit 42 Pine Boutique condominium in Miami Beach's mid-beach neighborhood, while 87-year-old Harry Macklow, I love these Titan dudes, has been making bulk condo unit purchases at aging North Bay Village buildings expected to be redevelopment. You're not coming out of the ground, gentlemen. You're not. Okay? You can't. We'll look for ways to compensate, to offset the fact that you're not building these buildings. Okay? If you know North Bay Village, it's about as big as this thing to build on. Other developers who are slightly younger have come south too, including Steve Witkoff and A.B. Rosen. The development moratorium has to hit ASAP. In his image, world builder Ross started his latest round in South Florida with office development. In 2020 and early 2021, he started construction on 360 Rosemary and dropped $282 million for the pair of Phillips Point office towers. That was before West Palm emerged as a magnet for corporate firms. Though the writing was on the wall, well-held business executives had started snapping up South Florida mansions, foreshadowing the office leasing spree that ensued. In the months and years that followed, he leaned further into West Palm Beach office assets, buying City Place Tower, the Esperante. Not now, please. I'm not available for an hour. An Esperante Corporate Center, as well as starting construction on the 20-story One Flagler. Next on tap are the 25-story 515 Fern, as well as the 10 City Place and 15 City Place towers. With Ross investing heavily in West Palm Beach, he started leveraging his New York network to lease up his new office towers. He aligned with the Business Development Board of Palm Beach County, Wall Street South Vision recruiting hedge funds, private equity, and investment management firms to offices in the city. I read that like trash. I have lots to say, and I'm really ripping to just get the read through because it's 25 pages. I really didn't kind of grasp that. But here we go. No, commercial vacancy is very light. Office vacancy is very light in the city of West Palm Beach, considering all the hype, especially considering all the hype. Because the people, the 1%, like they're trying to make it out like the super wealthy, they all know that the city of West Palm Beach is a cuck show. It's such a cuck show that they didn't have the sensibility to shut me up yet. They just let me all over social media and in the intertwines of, South Florida, real estate and development markets. All right. You don't do anything honest and ethical there. The mayor, I don't know if he's paid his federal taxes yet. All right. That's a operational faux pas on the industry that allows these people to become elected officials. You're just elected servants. You're the help. All right. Who have, personal financial deficiencies to include severe federal tax delinquency. And all of a sudden they get put in front of, billion-dollar agents budgets to harass the community, because that's all I've gotten out of the city of West Palm Beach. That's all me and the other people who aren't in the circle jerk of 561 have experienced. Meanwhile, step outside the border, marketplaces roll out the red carpet for our participation. Top tier consumers roll out the red carpet for our participation, and we deliver again and again and again, despite having all this extra weight and distraction from this totally grossly mismanaged city. Real deal. What's up, y'all? You good? You enjoying the read through? Be interesting to see how this comes out. I'll talk to you. I'll make my don't talk to the real deal exception, like I did with the Zoom today. I did a Zoom hearing for that hearing where we're trying to take the cases against the city of West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County proper into federal courts to freeze and audit the county and reset the vibe of, real estate approvals and just business approvals and just life in that awesome West Palm Beach marketplace. I love y'all. I'm doing this for a lot of people on the ground. You know who you are. You know who you are. All right, so we left off with talking about how it makes sense. Oh, he's got all this New York stuff here, right? So there is some of that, and for sure it's hitting. But it's like the city revolves around him and not the free marketplace. And we don't need special favors in that marketplace because I'm selling $100 million houses in 33480. The natural market is there. Mr. Russ has nothing to do with that. Okay? So when 33407 is grossly stunted in value, and when my condos like this one and these buildings have been stunted in values for like going on closer to 20 years, never mind 10, this is a gross manipulation, real deal. This is a gross manipulation and thievery going on in West Palm Beach. Whether it's malicious and nefarious, that's another story. But it's not a free market, and it's not something to celebrate with a 25-page write-up. The financial industry has emerged as a top. Let me get a fresh water. Fresh water for the finish, the second half. This might be episode 14. Straight World LLC. Where is it? One moment, y'all. I'm not doing like I wanted to. All right, whatever. Speed star. Okay, so financial industry has emerged as a top economic driver, replacing the county's previous top industries of tourism, agriculture, and construction, according to Kelly Smallbridge, the board's CEO. The county is now home to 2,602 hedge funds and private equity firms and 486 asset managers, according to the business board. Yeah, where they lease an office. I was driven out of an office that I didn't need. The place is almost completely vacant. I specialized in condominiums. And the reason why I did that is because condominiums are tough sales. They have homeowners association approval processes. And 8 out of 10 HOAs and condominium associations you should be thankful for. They do a lot of work so you could pay a check and live a leisurely lifestyle. You just hear about the bad ones, okay? I've made a living picking apart the bad ones. So when I saw the parallels of a bad government to a bad HOA, it's just been a matter of time before the obvious happens. And what is so frustrating to me is to be going about my business and do a click and see this embellishment, this celebration of the nefarious energy that is the city of West Palm Beach and the under 500 Miami Dolphins since the dudes owned them by the news, because the news is clueless and the people who work in that industry are too. And I wish you the best in the future. You'll need to level up your games to tell the truth again and figure out how to market that. Figure out how to market and make $1 on the truth again. Good luck to you. One Flagler is 80% pre-leased with new-to-market tenants, including billionaire John Paulson's Capital and New York-based Barron Funds. J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and Point72 Asset Management each have a spot at 360 Rosemary, which is 100% leased, 105% leased after Related Ross converted a garage to offices to meet the demand. Next, Related Ross is vying woo tech firms in a bid to turn West Palm Beach into new Silicon Valley. Well, you guys got your version of the Shades, who have moved to booming South Florida to start new chapters in their careers. What's that? Oh, that's This year, Ross also won the bid to build a 20-story, 404-key Hilton insignia next to the city's convention center and the 12-story, 400-key Hilton West Palm Beach, which he owns. Of course he won the bid. Oh, it's coming up next. On the residential front, related Ross this year completed the 322 Laurel apartment tower and started construction of the 2-tower South Flagler House condominium with 108 units. It also plans the 199-unit Shorecrest condo tower and a nearby 190-unit 2-tower condo project. Who else is building in the marketplace? Are there any other notable top-tier developments that are in the marketplace that aren't co-opted by related group or third party by someone who's already built here in the past? When this guy got his hands on South Flagler House, that was the last straw for me and him. Because until then, I was like, he just did about it. But I wanted a product in my marketplace that wasn't a related group product. I wanted a product that I could maybe look at someone and say, yeah, let's try and get $10,000 a foot for the penthouse. Let's try it. Let's ask 12,000 a foot so we have some negotiating. But as soon as he came in, that dream evaporated. You could ask it. It's not like it's even, I don't know. The ethics of the company here aren't what they should be, because if they were, my city of West Palm Beach, our city of West Palm Beach, whether you live there or not, it's my city of Portland, it's my city of LA, New York, Chicago, Tallahassee, of course, Tampa, yo. This is a joint venture. There's no one alpha winner in our community. It is for everybody. But you do have a chance to take first, second, or third place. The pandemic included an influx brought $39 billion of net income migration to Florida, with about a quarter of that going to Palm Beach County, according to County's Business Development Board. That was in 2020 and 2021, meaning the wealth migration is by now substantially higher. Through it all, South Florida real estate players have remained giddy over Ross's work in West Palm Beach, calling him a leader in the city's redevelopment. Before we go forward on that, they didn't expand on it and make it like, this is great and this is great. What has happened is America's fallen apart, and you have weirdo leaders in California and New York State, where a lot of the money is. And I met more people with these cards in their wallet than I ever have in my entire life, because they refugeed from their multi-million-dollar lifestyles to get into Florida, where they thought they might have freedom. And when Mayor Suarez of Miami puts a billboard in San Francisco, says, come to Miami, and pilfers Silicon Valley, it's the wrong message. Elected officials sworn to the Constitution of the United States of America. Elected officials sworn to the Constitution of the United States of America. Elected officials sworn to the Constitution of the United States of America. Okay? The rules. Not gaming the system, not shortcutting it. When you guys get to know your We10 quorums, the market will level. The market will meet in the middle and do a deal, real deal. Through it all, South Florida real estate players have remained giddy over Ross's work in West Palm Beach, calling him a leader in the city's redevelopment. Stephen Ross is always at the table with us, talking about redevelopment, vibrant mixed-use properties, and modernizing urban spaces, building community, blah, blah, blah. It was Smallridge, and I have, God bless you, Kelly, but you're like Queen Bozo. Queen Bozo 561. Disgusting. Disgusting. You don't need a special talent. All you need to do is listen and listen and show up. These special little board of directors and stuff and development agencies that your counties and cities have, in some instances, they do good work, but you don't need them ever. All right? DOGE. Ross wasn't new to developing in West Palm Beach when he embarked on this run. City Place, a downtown district now central to his broader development plans, was wrapped in 2000. Again, I don't know let's leave it alone. Let me get through the reading here. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope you're enjoying the session. The area wasn't so much a blank slate as a war zone, according to the Palm Beach Post reporting. Before Related's bulldozers came along, it was a collection of aging, dilapidated buildings dominated by drug dealers and rife with crime. HBO filmed its Oscar-nominated documentary, Crack USA, County Under Siege, in 1989 in the neighborhood. This time around, Ross' ambition goes beyond creating a shopping destination. He's constructing an urban ecosystem from the ground up. So there's something to be said about that city place situation, right? And how it changed likely the dynamic of West Palm Beach, but maybe not. Okay? I don't know what special favor town was going on there, but whatever catalyzed with the city place special favor train, it's continuing 20 plus years later. Please stop it. This time around, Ross' ambition goes beyond creating a shopping destination. He is constructing an urban ecosystem from the ground up. He has fundraised and advocated for Vanderbilt University to bring a graduate business school campus to West Palm Beach. The university won approval for the $520 million proposed campus in the fall. Where Related, Ross has also teased plans for a new $600 million hospital to the city and has Related together granting nonprofit is a target what? And his Related together grant-making nonprofit is targeting economic mobility for underserved communities. Why don't you just be mayor, man? Just be a politician and run the budget from the top. It's a strong mayor system. The Vanderbilt University, I like that, actually. I do, despite the fact that I don't like colleges. I don't like colleges in America. I don't like frats. The fraternities need to go. That's where people are getting sucked into compromising situations earlier in their life, and then later in life, favors are being made because you don't want that to get out, do you? Delta, who cares? Delta, who cares? The real one doesn't care. Sigma, Delta, whoever you are. But Vanderbilt University sounds good, but the people need to vote for it. It needs to be a ballot initiative for the residents of Palm Beach County to vote on, and particularly the city of West Palm Beach, since it's in their city. You need permission from the citizens, not your fancy billionaire guy who knows somebody, and he started running this commissioner and that federal delinquent tax guy who's the mayor of the city right now. Man, if you didn't catch up on your taxes by now, more proof that this place is just no respect for the red, white, and the blue and that Constitution thing that I was just showing. That we the people stuff. Okay, I was just reading about him doing some philanthropy. Beyond his West Palm Beach, Related is bidding to redevelop the 30-acre Boca Raton government campus. Oh, Boca government campus, you're doing that too in Palm Beach County? Didn't know that. Beyond West Palm Beach, Related Ross is bidding to redevelop the 30-acre Boca Raton, he's bidding, government campus, proposing a massive mixed-use project including mixed-income housing and offices. On Wellington's long-overlooked K Park site, he proposes a mixed-use development including a private school, retail, and housing. So he's in Wellington too. You can mention Martin County Treasure Coast, building moratorium, 45 years. It's a value add for something we don't have, Wellington Mayor Michael Napoleon said. With a project like this, you've got to make sure you're doing it with a developer who has the wherewithal, to deliver on the project and the vision. We think Related is that group. Related is an awesome company. They rock it. Their designs are sick. I like a lot of the stuff that they do. We're talking a lot about the how. So props out to the design, construction, boom, 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 on the ground people. Even this Ross is the Floss boss. Ross guy. There's good amongst the cringe. Take your mixed-use development and go to another state. Stop sinking Florida, please. It's a value add. He's also focusing on his Miami Dolphins and Formula One at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, which he also owns. Last month, Ross sold a 10% stake in the National Football League franchise stadium and his other sports holdings to Gr8rUSa Management Funds and Brooklyn Nets owner Joe Tsai and Oliver Weisberg. Ross had paid only $1 billion for the team, only $1 billion in the team in 2009, but now fizzled. But now fizzled talks to sell a stake to billionaire hedge fund manager Ken Griffin put an update value on the franchise of about $7.5 billion, according to Palm Beach Post. Well, Kenny, there is a chance you're going to have a chance to buy the team after all, because he might be forced to sell if his activities in West Palm Beach are proven to be illicit. Because my experiences are they're illicit activities by Stephen Ross, not exceptional ones. A real deal. He actually really pays attention to the football games. Aquatronica co-founder Bernardo Fort de Brescia, who was the architect of record on Ross's 2016 overhaul of Hard Rock, said, at halftime, he goes out to talk to the players. He's just there to support, moral support. He is a real person involved in the game. Oh, isn't that sweet? You're under 500, bro. You're missing a few inches, Mr. Ross. A few integral inches. Pivot and finish your crush out, brother. Fort Brescia recalled the planning process. At the stadium, as Ross described his vision for renovations, Fort Brescia sketched, I don't know. He was saying a lot of people on the lowest levels, they want to be next to the game. So he's just talking about how they renovated the stadium a little bit. Head of the line. Some people like to work even on vacation. Every year, for more than a decade, a group of couples that includes Eduardo Di Fortuna, CEO of Fortune International Group, and his wife, Anna Cristina, as well as Jorge and Darlene Perez and Ross, now with his fiance, has traveled together to what Di Fortuna called an interesting place in the world for at least a week. But when they get there, true to form, they don't laze around. They spend days cycling. Ross and his fellow non-retirees, Eichner, Bummelgreen, and Maclau, are hardly the only developers who can't seem to call it a day. A developer needs hustle, and once world builders get going, why would they stop? Larry Silverstein, at age 93, says he's looking for his next project. How about your family and your friends? How about that? Eichner, who returned to Miami about 7 years ago to find sites for his next project, said he doesn't believe in planning too far in advance. His firm has 6 projects under construction or in the planning stage. I have no current plans to do anything other than what I'm doing, he said when asked about succession and retirement. Boimel who was temporarily banned from New York real estate following a 2013 investigation into his business practices, picked up in Cana, Florida, developed a 67-story, 292-unit Marquise condo tower in downtown Miami in the early 2000s, in partnership with diamond billionaire Lev Lviv. He had all but disappeared from real estate until he popped up again in South Florida for 42 Pine. Before his Florida ventures, Maclau left his mark on the New York skyline with the 50-story One Wall Street, a conversion from offices to condos that took 9 years, and the 1,400 square foot 432. Why is it 1,400? Oh, 1,400 foot. 1,400 foot, 432 park. Trash can inspired tower. Wow, that's a nice thing to say. That explains. Wait. It might be backed up with a story that if that is not, if this is a slur and a slander, trash can inspired tower, draw that back there. Real deal. You're a professional publication. All these people have huge egos. They have egos as big as the buildings they build, and none of those egos are going to allow them to stop working, Gaines said. They will die at their desks. They will die on their way to their banks to check their balances. Add to that, for Ross, the quality of being extremely competitive, as Di Fortuna said. Road bikers tend to cycle in single file, the leader diffusing the wind for the riders behind him. On their trips, Di Fortuna said, he always wants to be at the head of the line. For his part, Ross doesn't seem to be balancing work and personal life a little bit more. Or he does seem to be whatever. Is this our closing paragraph? Not a fantasy world? Not a fantasy world? Do you even smell it, writer people? Something is might. It is a fantasy world because it's Palm Beach. Palm Beach, baby. Have you gone to Palm Beach? Pack up the bags, darling. We're going to Palm Beach. Yeah, it is. It's Fantasy Island. It's a few miles long, and then the real world is right over the bridge. Okay? And it's really corrupt and out of whack. And I wish everybody in the region of 561 to just level up, be honest, come straight with Mr. Downtown and the American public, because that's who I represent. The average Tony. Not a fantasy world. Yet, Ross endeavors come against the backdrop of persistent challenges for West Palm Beach and the rest of South Florida. A lack of affordable housing for the service workers supporting the new projects, a crunch on private schools, the well-heeled newcomers' demand, and questions over success of the Vanderbilt campus. And doubts remain whether South Florida's fortunes will hold up, with some experts saying a repeat of the leasing spree of the past 4 years is unlikely. The last 4 years are such an abnormal market, it's ridiculous. Go to your Zillow, find a house that's 20 years old, and watch how the price doubled and tripled in the past 5 years. Put in the fact that 20% of your dollar is less valuable due to inflation. I've been telling people that on first contact that want to buy real estate through me, what are you doing? Don't buy it. I shake them down first and tell them not to. And then we've done a few deals since, okay? Not at all. His South Florida ambitions have panned out. In 2022, Miami Beach voters rejected a referendum that would have allowed him to upzone the site of the historic Duval Resort to build a 2-tower condo. Ross had pumped nearly $2 million into a political action committee promoting the initiative. Thanks for putting that out there, Real Deal. That's reporting. He's steering the marketplace, and I guarantee you that $2 million gets put into these politicians' coffers. $500 at a time. $1,000 at a time. This country is being sold out by low score wannabes. Good news, only 500 or 1,000 of a time. Once you guys learn we 10, it's over for them. It's over for the stuff. We can get the balance, and Ross could take his wins organically. All right? And we'll protect his legacy appropriately. All right? Stephen Ross, even though you're fumbling the ball, brah. How old's the new wife, man? Gotta ask. Why'd you just stick with one? That's the real question. You're gonna divorce the woman of your life and then go for some fresh. You might as well stay at the buffet. South Florida has a ton to offer, and for the record, I'm on a Costanza kick, thinking clear on that, because that's a whole nother video. Not all of South Florida ambitions have panned out in 2022. So boom. Neil Marin, chairman of NAA Marin in West Palm Beach, said it's important to parse through the puff. Okay. Ross's efforts are really focused on a 6 square block area of downtown, pointing out that he is not touching other growth areas such as Nora District and Northwood, and hardly plays a role countywide, Marin said. And the notion that related Ross has a hand in reshaping West Palm Beach is wrong. They are a hype machine, so they hype it up, Marin said. He is aiming at millionaires and billionaires. They are his users, and that's what he is concerned about. The one thing Ross is not quite yet addressing is all the people who work in these buildings, who serve you lunch, and so on. Where are they going to live? Indeed, data show that Palm Beach County's demographics are changing. In 2020 and 2021, the average income of newcomers was over $242,000, while that of those leaving the county was over $96,000, according to the Economic Innovation Group. The issue is not lost on Ross, who started related companies as an affordable housing development firm and now sits on the Florida Council of 100's Attainable Housing Committee. Right now, the biggest need in this county and in this state is the kind of workforce housing that is required, he told county commissioners during their August meeting. We are coming up with initiatives and working with the state so we can provide workforce housing. The free market will. Get out of it, dude. The Laurel includes workforce units, and related companies also has invested in and preserved at least 3 senior affordable housing complexes in Palm Beach County. This includes the St. Andrews and St. James, with 333 units combined in West Palm Beach, and the 195-unit Lake Worth Towers in Lake Worth Beach. Related Ross executives have alluded to Palm Beach County's transformation as being holistic, pointing to the planned $520 million 1,000 student Vanderbilt campus in the city that will offer graduate programs in business, tech, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and data analytics, as well as a Wandry of resource center, a big resource center for entrepreneurs. Frank Schnidman, a retired economic development and urban planning professor at Florida Atlantic University, said questions remain over the feasibility and success of the school. Vanderbilt will be starting from scratch and face competition from existing universities. FAU is just down the block. Its engineering and computer science program is pretty highly rated, he said, adding that the University of Florida also has campuses statewide. Where are they going to attract the students from, and are they going to stay in West Palm? You have to recruit the faculty, get it built, and get the students. They also need the housing for the Vanderbilt faculty. Vanderbilt has been fundraising for its campus, but a new school is costly, Schnidman said. To assume Vanderbilt has laying around dozens of millions of dollars on this venture at this moment might not be accurate, he said. You may talk about a $1 billion endowment by Harvard or Penn, but I'm not sure right now Vanderbilt actually has the financial resources to build the campus. It's not just a campus. No one can know how the imagined world will intersect with reality. With money in demand and the South Florida boom that might not last forever. It's over since 2 years ago. It's over for 2 years ago. Thanks for putting some level into this piece. Real deal. Did you have fun? Did you have fun? Because I'm coming to close, right? Thank you for your work here. Let's read that again. It's not just a campus. No one can know how the imagined world will intersect with reality. With money in demand and the South Florida boom that might not last forever. Lucas, Jackson, and Rowling all built worlds in books and movies without its unpredictability. Ross is making a real-life community tying together real estate, finance, tech, dining, and entertainment, education, and advancement of the disadvantaged. Its success would be his legacy. How could work like this have an end? Just because you have the money to stop working doesn't mean you should, Gaines, the author, said. I don't know. That's probably from the thing. I'm going to read that last one more. Lucas, Jackson, and Rowling all built worlds in books and movies without this unpredictability. Ross is making a real-life community tying together real estate, finance, tech, dining, and entertainment, education, and advancement of the disadvantaged. Its success would be his legacy. How could work like this have an end? Well, Steve, it's going to end just like you want it to, bro. We're going to figure it out, man. Your vibe is right in regards to your vision of the city, somewhat. And that's really that. This article, surprisingly, took a lot longer to read than does the scroll through. Pretty good. Pretty fair. Kind of balanced. What I would include talking, real world, real estate. Property values stayed flat for a long, long time. And even in these buildings where it looks like they boomed up, if you do it against other markets, it's property values literally triple. They've tripled. There's a bug in the 33401, 33407 region. And your boy, Tony Pizza, a.k.a. Mr. Downtown, got caught up in it. And I'm just here seeking my justice and maybe making it a marketable endeavor. That's our video. This is Gr8rUSa.org. I love the opening. Let's pop enter. You can come into stories. I think we might put this one in here. These are the rules of America. And that's my time. Thank you, and God bless you.
fun, okay? Think about what we're doing here. Think about what you're watching with your boy as satire, okay? Even though it's based on factual events, right? It's based on factual events.